Good morning. Happy Sunday. There's this video I've been wanting to do about an incident that happened here in New Jersey of these racist cops that arrested a black teen. A black teen and a white teen were fighting. They arrested the black teen. I've been wanting to talk about this, but I was just so angry and I just needed to be in the right headspace to be able to do this video. Let's see, when did this happen? Um this happened about a week ago, okay? Or last week. Today's Sunday, right? It happened last week. So I just had to be in the right headspace. And I said, I'm gonna wake up early one morning when I'm all good and the house is quiet and I've prayed and I've sung my worship songs and I've done my devotionals, and then I can do this video. Then I was going to do it on allegedly Janice, but I said, no, I'm going to do it over here on Janice because I want to talk about Black consciousness. And I've talked about Black consciousness before in passing, but I haven't really done a video on Black consciousness. And it's the same thing, ladies, that's dating for marriage. It's the same thing as dating consciousness. Like, we have to be conscious when we are dating. For example, Lindsay, she's not conscious at all. A lot of women that's dating, you're not dating conscious. And I've mentioned about being Black consciousness. Like, we have to be conscious of our Blackness, especially Black men in America. And I know we don't need to have to go down that road. We already know all the histories and all the innocent Black men that has been killed and no justice for a lot of them. And so I just had to be in the right headspace. So I'm going to talk about that this morning. I'm going to play the video for you, and I'm going to show you he's in middle school. I thought he was in high school. So thank you for your love and support. Thank you for your comments on my videos. I still have to get in those comments. Thank you so much for those of you who have reviewed my books on Amazon. I really appreciate it. Thank you for those of you who've joined my Patreon and my Ko-Fi. I absolutely love you and adore you. I have a few new books coming out this month, or by the end of the month next month. And I actually want to write something on Black consciousness. It's like I need a Professor Luther Gunther to write a book or teach on Black consciousness. Okay, so let me play the video for you. Okay, and I hope I don't get a copyright because this is on YouTube. So, and then we'll talk about it, what happened on the other side. Okay. I don't know if you guys have heard about this in your news. It's a big thing here in Jersey. And you will be able to see why it's a big thing here in Jersey. I don't know if you guys have seen it. All right. So here you go. Ooh, child. Okay, Black boy's in white shirt. White boy is in black shirt. Okay, black shirt.
Brian, get up! Brian, leave. Oh no! Yo, it says he's black. Racially motivated.
Okay, y'all saw that, right? Y'all saw what happened. Remove. Okay, I have to remove because the other video's coming up. Y'all saw what happened, right? So the boys were fighting. The cops came, pulled the white boy off the black boy. The black boy is on the floor. The white boy is on top of him, punching him. The white lady cop came, pulled the white boy off the black boy, sat the white boy on the couch while the black male cop is arresting the black boy. Then the white woman cop came, put her knees on the black boy's back and helped. When she went back over to the white boy and he's holding up his hands like, "You gonna arrest me too?" She says, "No, you're good." Do you see why I had to be in the right headspace to do this video? Let me find the video of the young man talking.
Welcome back to.
Hold on, y'all. I want to make sure. We're going to hear him talk.
Court TV Live, I'm Michael Ayala. Turning now to New Jersey. Police are investigating this disturbing incident caught on cell phone video. The video shows a black teen held down on the ground and handcuffed after a mall fight with a white teen who was directed to just sit down on a couch rather than being handcuffed as well. The video, which was posted online, shows the two teens arguing inside the Bridgewater Commons Mall in New Jersey. The pair began pushing each other and then throwing punches before both fell on the floor.
Okay, I'm going to pause it right there just in case there's a thingy, okay? So this is on Court TV. So,
when two Bridgewater Township police officers arrived, one officer is seen pinning the black teen to the ground and handcuffing him. Then the female officer is seen pushing the white teen onto a couch before then going over to help the other officer. Take a closer look.
Chill. Get out.
See that? Right? Implicit bias. They assume the black boy is the aggressor.
Oh no.
Pay attention to the white cop. She's about to go over to the boy.
Yo, it says he's black. Racially motivated.
And you can see
he holds his hands up.
The white teen actually stands over the officer, something they don't like, and he offers himself up for handcuffing and is merely told to sit down once again. According to the Bridgewater police, the incident is under investigation.
Investigation.
They asked the Somerset County DA's office to handle that investigation. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy said yesterday that he is, quote, deeply disturbed by what appears to be racially disparate treatment in this video, unquote. All right. I want to bring in my special guest, right?
Okay, so the governor is saying he's deeply disturbed, but what are you doing about it, Governor Murphy? These cops, they need to be fired. They need to be fired because you know what? I spoke to my husband about this. I was just so angry because, I have a black boy. And I told Mike, I said, like Michael's not going to be able to go anywhere without us. And my husband was like, well, we don't want him to be afraid of cops. No, I'm not saying be afraid, but I am saying I'm letting my son know to be aware. You must be aware because racism it's like sin. It's in your heart. Racism is never going to be cured. Okay, let's just put that out there for those of you. It's racism is like sin in a person's heart. It's always going to be here. It will forever be here. And I was listening to another brother. He talked about the Implicit Bias Institute. I said I was going to go over there and read it up. And it basically means that you're showing preferential treatment because he's a black boy. You assume he is the aggressor. You arrest him, but the white boy, you just, he's sitting there and he's just standing over you and you just assume that this is the one that's causing the harm and not both or the other one. It's It's in the heart. It's never going to be where we are going to live in a world where there is no racism, because it's like racism is like sin. It's in our heart. I shared my story when my daughter was 3 or 4 years old. The other kids, I told her that I'm not her mother because I'm white and she's black. No, you imagine what 3 and 4-year-old know about skin complexion. Y'all seen Lexi. Lexi and I is not too much difference. There's not much difference between her and I, but it's what's going on in the home. What are being taught that a 3 and a 4-year-old can know that there's a difference in skin complexion between me and Lexi. So Governor Murphy said, you're deeply disturbed. What are you going to do about it? You need to fire these cops. They are racist cops. For you to just run in a situation and you assume the black boy who is in middle school, y'all. The white boy is in high school. The black boy is in middle school. Okay, let me play it.
Now, Zakai and his dad, Jihad,
Look at
and
him.
civil
He's a
rights attorney
baby.
Ben Crump, who is now representing the father and son and the whole family. Thank you all for being with me tonight. Truly appreciate you being here. Let me start with you, young man. And first of all, I want to thank you for coming on the show. I know this can't be easy for you. I'm sorry this happened to you. I know dealing with police under these types of circumstances can be traumatic.
Very
So let me
traumatic.
ask you, how are you holding up? How are you doing after this incident?
It's hard. I gotta
look at him. He's a
try to
baby.
think about when they pin me down and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
how they treated me differently. Why they were so aggressive with me,
Right, because
and
you're a
not with
black
the other
boy.
kid. And it's like, and I know there's some people that like disagree with the whole situation, so I can't like go out with my friends and stuff and see everybody.
Right. No, we're
And
not gonna
I
let
just didn't
that
expect
go.
all this to happen.
Yeah, you know, with things like this, they always affect the whole community. They just don't affect one person. If you can, and the best you can, you know, all we see
And
is
this
this
is in
little video where you
Bridgewater, New
guys are
Jersey. It's
getting
not
ready
very
to go
far
at
from
it, and
where
then
I
you end up
live.
fighting with him. Tell me the story. What happened? What led up to what we're seeing on that video?
So me and my friend were talking, and the high schooler, he comes up and starts bothering my younger friend. He's in 7th grade. And he was like bullying him because he was younger and smaller and stuff.
Wow.
He was like calling him his little pet and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't like the fact that he was bullying him. I don't like bullies, so I say something about it. He puts his hands in my face.
Mm-hmm.
I slap it away after asking him to get his hands out of my face. And then he pushes me, so I start throwing punches. We end up on the ground. The male officer, he puts his knee in my back and starts putting handcuffs on me. And then the lady officer leaves the high schooler to come put handcuffs on me.
You could tell the
knee in
difference
my
in
back.
their height.
And then when I'm sat down and everything, the high school is expecting to get handcuffed and stuff. He's like asking why he's not getting handcuffed, and the lady officer still leaves him alone, basically passing him on the shoulder like it's good.
It's good. It's good
and a lot
for
of
the
people
white
all around
boy,
sort
but
of
we're
noticing
gonna
the
arrest
fact
the
that
black
you were the
boy.
only one handcuffed. Were you actually arrested or taken somewhere? Like, what happened right after?
I sat in like handcuffs. I just sat there for like 30 minutes.
30 minutes in handcuffs.
And we went to like a security room with him, to like look at the camera footage of what happened.
All right. Now, Jihad, can you tell us a little bit about your son? Again, all we know is what we're seeing on this video. We hear the story behind it.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit more about your son, what he's like, so we can get a picture of that.
Right. Tell us about what he's like, right? Because we've seen this in the news all the time. When incidents happen with black boys, the first thing they do is search their social media, find, oh, he was smoking weed, or he was holding this, or he was doing that. They want to shift the focus from the crime they committed against these black men and put it on some things that don't have nothing to do with it. So I am so glad that the news reporter asked the father, tell us what he's like. You know, this is not going to define him. Tell us what he really is like.
Zakai, he's a good kid.
Good kid.
And he, loves sports, loves hanging out with friends. He comes home, he does his homework. He's really an upbeat kid.
Yeah.
Never had any run-ins with the law, never had any run-ins in school.
Mhm.
So this is very, very scary of a situation to experience this treatment to a child that's never had any negative anything about him.
Right.
So it's really affecting us as a family.
All right, Ben, let me get you into the conversation now. I want to get from
let
you.
me pause this. Bridgewater. Okay, for those of us who live in Jersey, you know what that means. There ain't too many of us down there. Okay, but it don't matter where we are. We could be right here in the hood, and this stuff can happen to us in the hood. Well, I don't live in the hood, but you know what I mean. We could be right here. You could be anywhere. This can happen anywhere because there are racist police officers out there who have implicit bias against Black men. Okay, they talk about endangered animals. Let's talk about endangered Black men. That's why I said, a white mom does not understand what a Black mom is going through because of our Black sons. They will never, going back to Ryan and Clara. Clara didn't get what Ryan was saying. I understood everything he was saying. It will never understand when my Black husband and my Black son step out that door. They will never understand what that feels like. You praying, you believing God, you confessing the word, confessing God. God, you said this about my son. God, this is what you say. God gave me a promise about little Michael. I say it every day. Lord, you said this about him. Because our Black men are endangered in this country because of implicit bias.
What you see in that video, what's happening there? And I'm not talking about the fight or whatever. What's happening with those police officers? See if you can put that into words for us.
Well, Michael, as I'm still here in Minneapolis with my clients, the family of Dante Wright. I see in that video a lot of what we saw in Minneapolis.
Right.
Implicit bias system that always gives black people and people of color the most of injustice,
right,
and white people the most of justice. Literally,
right.
When you see the video, they make a determination that it is the black kid that is guilty and the white kid is innocent.
Right.
And even though the white kid was on the top of him, they pull him off, sit him down, and take the black kid to the ground.
Exactly.
Zakai face down, and Zakai then have a knee in his back and handcuffs, while the white kid just watches him being humiliated. My police expert tells us that this was so inappropriate on every level because the white kid is allowed, if he wanted to do harm. She didn't even secure him. She was so concerned about this young black kid.
Boy.
And it's very troubling because then, Michael, he puts his hands up to be handcuffed, but yet she says, pass him on the shoulder, tell him you're free to go.
You're free
and
to
they
go.
Continue to detain
and she
this
pulled
young
him
black
off
kid,
the black boy.
Zakai, and
okay, let's remember, the white police officer pulled the white boy off the black boy and tell him he's free to go, but you're arresting the black boy that you pulled the white boy off. Do y'all see why I had to be in the right headspace to do this video? I had to be.
What we all think is if they sweep this under the rug,
right?
Because a lot of people are saying, what's the big deal? He wasn't hurt, he wasn't killed. But that's the issue.
Right.
If we don't deal with it now, it becomes a Trayvon Martin. It becomes an Ahmaud Arbery. Or it becomes the dynamic where you have that tens of thousands of black men sitting in American prisons, wrongfully convicted because they were presumed guilty.
Yeah, and you know what? I couldn't agree more. This is one small incident in a mall involving two teens in a fight, but you're exactly right. You can extrapolate what happened here. And really, it goes to all of the brutality that we're seeing.
Exactly.
All of the things that people have been complaining about.
Yes.
The things you've been on the front lines fighting in terms of implicit bias. That's what might be happening. But let me ask you this. There is a investigation underway. The only thing I can think of is the police talked about receiving a call from the community. Quickly, here's their statement. The Bridgewater police, they said that we recognize that this video has made members of our community upset and are calling for an internal affairs investigation. The officers were able to respond quickly to this incident and stop it from escalating because of a tip we received from the community. We have requested that the Somerset County Prosecutor's Office assist us in this matter. The only thing I can think of then is maybe the call that came in might have suggested that the black teen was the aggressor in some way, and maybe that's what drove them to act the way they did. Does that make any sense?
It makes no sense at all.
No sense.
The guy had done nothing at that mall. They have all kind of video surveillance. Don't you know, Mike, if they had something that Zakai did, they would have already released it.
That's
right. The guy wasn't threatening anybody. I just think his father, Jihad, a veteran of the United States Army, we fight for these things called equal justice under the law. We see in Minneapolis today, and we see on this video in New Jersey, that was not equal justice in any one of those scenarios with these black victims not getting what people would call anywhere near equal justice.
Equal justice.
John, I know as a black father as well, I know sending your kid out into the world in this situation is always very difficult. What are you hoping comes out? We hear there's investigation going on. It's going to be done by
what investigation? We saw what happened.
There by the Bridgewater
Fire
police.
those cops.
What are you hoping comes out of this investigation?
Fire them.
I hope they find exactly what everybody in this world is saying, that this was unjust and that my son was treated unfairly, and that these cops be held accountable.
Fire them.
That's what I want. I want justice.
That's who they are.
All right, Zakai, I want to give you the last word. We're running out of time here. Again, I appreciate your bravery coming on and talking about this. Any last words you want to say about this incident and what your hopes are going forward?
I just want everybody to realize how certain people, just like their looks and the color of the skin, are treated differently, and how they shouldn't be treated differently, and everybody should know and realize in what ways.
Right.
All right. Well, Zakai, Jihad, thank you so much for coming on the show. Appreciate it. Ben Crumb, as always, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Truly appreciate it. You guys have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Same here.
All right.
Well spoken, right? Well spoken. And these cops, they need to be fired. The reason these cops need to be, and you know me, it's a pandemic, ain't nobody got no time to be losing no job, okay? But that's how you know what's in your heart. You know racism is in your heart because we can see it plainly on the video, right? These boys started fighting seconds. It was seconds they came. The black boy is on the floor. The white boy is on top of the black boy punching him. The white lady cop pulled the white boy off, sat him on the couch while the white male cop arrests the black boy. Then the lady cop come over, put her knee on his shoulder, go back over to the white boy holding up his hands to get arrested. She said, no, you're good. Why is he good? Did you not pull him off the other boy? Why is he not arrested? They need to be fired. We can't have no racist cops on the police force. We know there's a whole lot of them. We know there's a whole lot. Okay, now let me just go ahead. I should have said this at the beginning. I don't have anything about police officers. My stepfather was a police officer, took very good care of us. I have absolutely nothing against police officers. None of that. I believe in the law. I believe we need police officers. I just believe we need good police officers and fair police officers on the police force. I teach my kids to be respectful. My husband teaches how when we're pulled over, this is what you say. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, sir. No, ma'am. We teach our little boy when we see the police officer, say, good morning, officer. My little boy, my kids, good afternoon. Lexi wanted to be a cop. Good morning, sir. We see the horses down in North Jersey. We stop, we talk to the police officers, we pet the horses. Okay, we believe in being respectful. But we don't want people on the police force that is going to treat Black people different. Now, what is Black consciousness? To me, Black consciousness is just knowing that we're going to be treated differently. I think it's unwise for us to think that a police officer is going to see a Black man and a white man and look at them the same. They do not. They don't. They should, but they don't. And that is what Black consciousness is. Black consciousness is, like my husband teaches, when you pull over, this is what you say. You have to be conscious. Okay, we live in a community where we have cops around here because of the community we live in. They patrol the community. They pulled over my husband. When I moved in this house, Mike was away. And did I have little Michael? I don't think I had little Michael yet. No, I didn't have little Michael because we had just moved here. And we have a stop sign 3 blocks down. There's a stop sign. That's the only stop sign on this street. And I'm 3 blocks away, almost 4 blocks from the stop sign. I am in the middle of the block. And when I pulled in my driveway, turned my car off, my truck, getting out of the truck, woo, ma'am, you ran the stop sign. I said, I ran the stop sign. And you waited for me to be in my driveway, getting out my car. I think that's what I said. I don't remember. This was 9 years ago. To pull me over. You pulled me over in my driveway. You had 3 blocks to pull me over. I don't think I said all this. I'm just thinking, you had 3 blocks to pull me over. You didn't pull me over. And you know what they wanted to know? You live here? This is your house? They was asking me about my house. You live here? This is your house? Do you have it? Can I see your license? Show your license. Ma'am, your license says my old address said we just recently moved here. Well, you have 10 days to change over your license. It wasn't about me running the stop sign because I didn't run the stop sign. That's the only stop sign on the block. I didn't run the stop sign. It was new vehicle in the area and you're pulling up in front of this big old house. They did the same thing to my husband. Cops came up to him in the car and said, sir, either your license or your registration was not canceled. Something about his life. So they had already ran my husband plates and came up to him and said what the problem. It was illegal. What they did was illegal. They shouldn't have done it. You're not supposed to run. If I remember correctly, I was talking to somebody, said that was illegal what they did. Not supposed to run my plates or whatever, run my license. It was new truck, new person in the community. We don't know who you are, so we gonna investigate who you are. And everybody I told that story about my driveway, they say you should have reported it. I didn't report it. Mike was away. Lexi was in the house. It was cold. I'm trying to get in the house. Black woman, white cops. Lord, I'm just trying to get in my house. So I just really think that I want to hear from you guys. Do you think you are Black conscious? I am very. I would never send my son to a mostly white school. There's a school here. We wanted to send him. They have everything. And we went to meet the principal, and I said to the principal, I said, ma'am, on the thing it says 25%. It didn't say black. 25%. I forgot the word, but it's supposed to be black people. I didn't see no black kids. Now, I saw one black girl. She was probably in maybe 8th grade because they was doing STEM. It's a school for STEM because my son is very STEMish. And we went down to the kindergarten, and there was one little boy, you could tell he was biracial because he had the big afro, but it was curly. Okay, that was the only little colored boy. I told Mike, I'm not sending Michael here. My husband loved it because it was like, oh my God, it was a perfect school. It was perfect. Right here, before care, after care. I told my husband, I'm not sending him to that school. And the school that I really, 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 really wanted to send him to, they wrote us, they sent us a letter. I don't know how they got our information. Maybe I had filled out something to get info. I think that's what it was. They kept on writing us, calling us. Don't you want to come to a visit? When I looked at the whatever on the I said no, I can't. I just cannot. I can't. You know. And my husband had said, well, I don't want him to be that far in kindergarten. Maybe when he get older. So, but no, I just cannot send my black son to an all white school or mostly white school. And even for the high school, it's a prep school. My husband picked out for him to go for high school, a $20,000 a year school. I told Mike, I don't think so. No, maybe he's in 1st grade. This was pre-kindergarten. Maybe in 10 years, the demographics, thank you. The demographics will have changed in 10 years. But no. He can go right down here to the other prep school by my job where it's a lot of white kids, but it's more, you can see more black kids and it's in a black community. That's black consciousness. Yeah, I'm very conscious about the environment in which I have my kids. I will not have my black son in an environment where he can see black people, and especially a black man. And, you know, the school that we chose. And then I had the dreams about the school. I had the other school, and then the dream about this school. I told my husband, and the dream I had about the school that he's going to. And the dream, same as I dreamt it, is the same way everything went in the dream. And that's the school that my son is going to. And it's a mixed school. It has white kids, black kids, Hispanic kids. We live in mostly Hispanic communities, a lot of Hispanic kids. But there's a blah blah. And you know what? For 1st grade, because kindergarten he did virtual school in his kindergarten class. So there was like only one little black boy. And sure enough, for the 1st grade, I was counting all the black kids in his class. Okay. Okay. 6 black kids. Okay. 4 boys, 2 girls. I counted. Anyways, I have to go. Let me know what you think about this, okay? Let me know. I just want to know. I just had to be in the right headspace. I have to go. Don't know when I'm going to go live. Don't know when I'm going to watch Ready to Love. I'll probably watch it and review it. I don't know. I'm over Ready to Love. I'm over Selling Arizona, Atlanta. I'm over Married at First. I'm just over all these shows. I just cannot. Thank you for your love and support. Let me know what you think. Bye.